Well, Lincoln, I think, put it well when he said, nearly any man can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man, give him power. The President of the United States has extraordinary power, and with that power, you want somebody who would use restraint, who would obey the rule of law. We have instance after instance where this is not the case. Whether he knew about it or didn't, I don't know that we'll ever know that, but we do know that the executive branch, the IRS, which is part of the executive branch, has known about this for at least 2 years. The people who promulgated the policy have known about it from the beginning, but people above them have known about it for at least 2 years, and they've done nothing. No one's been fired. No one really was fired over Benghazi.
Well,
the only person who left was Hillary Clinton, and she doesn't even accept responsibility for it.
I will tell you, the Benghazi story is increasingly frustrating because no one will ask why that ambassador was even there that night. And I'm sorry, Senator, but it was gun running. And no one will even ask, are we supplying guns and weapons to the Syrians through Turkey? We've got a lot of evidence that that's what's happening. And we have the Saudi Arabians asking us to help the Muslim Brotherhood. And we have a record of helping the Muslim Brotherhood. Why are we getting down to that?
Well, you're talking to the one senator who asked Hillary Clinton that question directly. I asked her, do you think this was about shipping guns from Libya? Was the CIA involved with transferring weapons from the CIA annex from Libya to Turkey? He met with the Turkish attaché, Ambassador Stevens did, the day he died. A Turkish ship left Libya with arms and docked in Turkey. They've interviewed the captain. He's talked about the weapons and the fact that the rebels were fighting over which weapons they got when he docked in Turkey. So weapons were going. Were they going with our knowledge, with our help? And did that have anything to do with the attacks in Benghazi? I've asked these repeatedly, but Hillary Clinton's response to me was, I knew nothing. She acted as if she had never heard of the concept, but it's been reported in the media that she was the biggest advocate for arming Syrian rebels within the administration. She also said she had no knowledge of changing the talking points, but the emails now show that her spokesman, Newland, was the one intimately involved, was exchanging emails that night saying we can't talk about terrorism, there'll be political ramifications.
Are you going to demand hearings and bring her back and get to the bottom of, because I'm telling you, Senator, and you seem to know as well, it's gun running. That's what they're hiding. It's gun running.
Well, the problem is we don't control the committee here, so they won't let us. I can ask till I'm blue in the face, and I have asked for hearings on this and for continued hearings. The House has the ability, because they have a Republican majority. They have been having hearings, and I hope they do pursue this, and I can request the House to do this, and I have a better chance of getting answers. But we do need to keep asking, and I think they are going to have Hillary Clinton back, because she said explicitly she had nothing to do with changing the talking points, but now it turns out like her spokesman, and in those emails, someone's name is redacted. I don't know if it's her name redacted. It probably isn't. But she said she was speaking for and speaking to the State Department leadership that night about the talking points. And Hillary Clinton had to have been intimately involved. That her spokesman is.
Again, please, I mean, this just doesn't. Common sense will tell you that if Hillary Clinton didn't know and the president didn't know, then who the hell is running our country?
Yeah, without question, she was involved, and I think the whole thing about this has been her trying to escape culpability. When Ambassador Pickering did the review board, he said, well, all of these decisions happened well below the level of Hillary Clinton. My point is that's precisely her culpability, because it's her job to make sure these decisions were made at her level, and that security for an ambassador in a war-torn country like Libya was not the job of her underlings. And if it took place at her underlings, if that is true, that is precisely her culpability for not making that decision herself.
On 9/11.